It's just the retail apocalypse is sparking new creation.
Absolutely.
That is outside of the box thinking.
So you're saying these ghost kitchens are going into old malls, abandoned malls.
It's just smart thinking. And it's just like, hey, I have this warehouse. What can I do with it?
Right.
Oh, these people have a problem and these people have a problem and I have the space. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Newsroom. I am your host, Neil Winteregg, joined as always by Dr. Greg Winteregg, author, dentist. You can find his book down below, Fun at Work. The audiobook has also just recently been released, so if you're into audiobooks, be sure you click on that, but only if you want to have fun while doing your job. We're here to talk today, as always at our business newsroom. We take topics of business that are trending or being talked about, and we sort of talk about from our own perspective. This one is sort of a retail apocalypse update because I've been saying we need to find some good ideas of things that we can use with these malls that actually is useful and doesn't just leave them A, empty, or B, just storage.
Or C, bulldozed.
Or bulldozed. Yes, that's also a possibility. I said indoor go-kart tracks. Those apparently haven't caught on yet. But we found a new thing, and I don't do a lot of Uber Eats or Postmates or anything like that. I know you do a little bit at your house.
A little bit.
I tend to, I don't know, A, I travel a lot, so I'm not home as much, and B, I kind of cook stuff when I am home. But it's found that the new thing that malls are going to be transformed into is ghost kitchens, which is very cool.
So, we need a definition.
All right, so a ghost kitchen is, there's several companies that are out there that have had this idea, and it's been started, I guess, in the last 12 to 18 months, maybe a little bit more. One of them is a company called Cloud Kitchens, which was actually launched or in part by Uber co-founder Travis Kalanick. And basically what they're doing is they are taking parts of these malls or these abandoned spaces, and they're putting a kitchen into there that multiple restaurants can kind of sub out their kitchen so that it is then a like to-go kitchen. Mm-hmm. So instead of your kitchen at your restaurant being slammed all the time with Uber Eats orders and Postmates orders and all this kind of stuff, you can actually give your kitchen out to this area and they will be able to handle all to-go orders from this kitchen.
Genius, because when you call and you order your pizza or your whatever, you don't care what kitchen it comes from, you just want it delivered to your house.
You want your wings.
Now, from a restaurant standpoint, I can see where you have a certain amount of square feet, you have a certain amount of tables and bar stools, and your kitchen is so big.
Yeah.
But then I can see where all of a sudden you get hit with all these Uber Eats orders, and now customers who are sitting outside
are waiting
because of the business. This is actually quite a genius
idea. Good idea. And I think that it's great because the decline in the retail space has opened up a entrepreneur's point of thinking of, well, what can we put in here?
Right.
How do I solve two problems at one time? I want cheap real estate that's useful, and I want to help these restaurants with their kitchens.
So you're saying these ghost kitchens are going into old malls, abandoned malls?
Yeah, that's actually part of where these things are actually being put into.
Oh, you put it in a warehouse. I mean, you don't care about what it looks like.
Right. You're not going
Genius.
in. People aren't going in. But you can get up this retail space pretty cheap.
I think it's a genius idea.
And I think that it's really a good way to diversify a little bit for a restaurant.
Now, it's interesting. Who did you say first came up with this idea?
Well, I don't know who first came up with it. There's a lot of people that are trying to claim that they were the first people to it. One of them is a company called Cloud Kitchens, and that was the ex-Uber CEO, one of the founders of Uber, Travis Kalanick, who got kind of booted out of Uber, and then he recently took all of his stock and cashed it out with nobody knowing. So he disconnected completely, and this was one of his next investments.
I think it's a great idea.
And actually, I think is a very similar concept to the Uber idea. In fact, his concept will be used by Uber to expand their line, which is also very interesting.
Well, we've talked about this before sometimes when we talk about Shark Tank, where you're watching Shark Tank and you have an entrepreneur here, and they have the next great salvation for mankind, the better mousetrap kind of a thing, and they've mortgaged their house and their parents' house and their in-laws' house and all their relatives' houses, and they don't have any sales yet.
Yeah.
And they're trying to create a market, but this is actually filling a need.
It fills a really big hole.
And so as an entrepreneur, you have to take a look, is the concept in your head and you think it's amazing and you're going grinding along trying to make it work? Or do you have a vacuum? He's really just filling a vacuum. There is a definite demand.
He's a third party solving a problem for the restaurant and Uber. And
Genius.
so all it's doing is finding out, hey, I've got a spot here. I got some cheap real estate. Let's put this in here. Now, the next thing is going to be, how expensive does it make it? Does it change the operating expenses for the restaurant? Because food has such small margins anyway.
Right.
If all of a sudden the restaurant owner is spending a lot of extra money to use this kitchen or something along that line, then it might not be worth it. And so there is a question there. But that's stuff that's going to have to be sorted out.
And the other thing that I've talked about before that I really like is, this is from a former CEO of Uber. He already understands that driver delivery type of an industry.
Yeah.
He's not going in blindfolded, just running in without knowing where he's going.
We're not creating jetpacks to launch the driver from location to location and creating new technology or something along that line.
Right, exactly.
We're filling a need.
So I've talked about this before. If you're looking at starting something, do it in an arena that you are familiar with. You know, dentists end up in real estate and lose their shirt because dentists don't have experience in real estate. So if a dentist is going to open maybe a dental laboratory where they have some familiarity, then that would make sense. So if you're looking at creating something new, then go into an area that you're already familiar with
or
and have some understanding of.
Become a professional in that new area before making a full-time switch.
Before mortgaging the house.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I love the idea. I think it's genius.
Yeah, and I think that it's a great concept that fills a need in there, but it's just smart thinking. And it's just like, hey, I have this warehouse. What can I do with it?
Right.
Oh, these people have a problem and these people have a problem and I have the space.
How do I help them solve their problem?
Yeah, how do I help them solve the problem and make it a workable thing? So that's what we have for you today. It's just the retail apocalypse is sparking new creation.
Absolutely.
That is outside of the box thinking.
Yeah.
So look around your office, look around your business, your life. Where do you have something that can spark and create a new idea?
And solve a problem.
And solve a problem for you and maybe for your customers.
Solve a problem.
People will love you for it. So that's what we have this week on the Newsroom. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below. If you know of any of these ghost kitchens that are operating, let us know. I'd love to learn about them more. Also, if you need any help, just let us know. We'll help you with your business. Any ideas that you might have or problems that you might have, we'll help you with. We'll see you next time on the Newsroom.
All right, have a good one.